Let me disconnect that. All right, I think I'm in business now. All right, let me just hook up my tapper and then we can start. Here we go. All right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Millionaire Challenge, day number 3. Look, if you missed day 1 and 2, that's fine. If you missed day 1 and 2, it was what is a stock and what is a ticker symbol. You guys can figure that out very, very quickly. What is a stock and what is a ticker symbol? All right. So, we always start out slow because we're going to get people that missed. I've had people say, oh my God, Joel, I missed day 1 and 2. I guess I can't take part. Yes, you can. You guys can start this journey. It's for you. I created this for you. It doesn't matter when you guys jump in. You just got to jump in. You got to jump in. You got to buy something. All right. Now, if you don't know anything about me, all right, my name is Joel Harrison. Thank you for the heart me. My name is Joel Harrison. I'm an expert in stocks, options, futures, and a little bit of crypto. I used to be an expert in crypto, but not anymore. Shoot, I was having a hard time taking my money out of a vault the other day on my Coinbase account. So my expertise in the cryptocurrency field needs a little. I need to educate myself, right? But I am an expert in stocks, options, and futures. And what I've done is I simplified the market. I simplified the market in its most basic patterns and movements. And that's what I teach. And it came from me teaching fifth graders, my own kids. And when I developed a strategy to teach them this complicated thing that's really not that complicated, I had to take that, the complicated lingo that Wall Street uses, and I had to allow fifth graders to understand what I was talking about. And I said, you know what? Why can't I just teach this to adults and, anybody that's trying to get into the market? So I do use my own language. I try to use the terms that are used in the marketplace, but I use a lot of examples, which are a lot of opinions of my own. All right. So you want to do your due diligence, right? I try to make you understand why things are happening, but it isn't always 100%. I don't want to say accurate. It's just not 100%, right? I'm not the best person to come to when it comes to defining something. Like if I have to give a definition of some of these particular terms, go ahead and use your GPT. That's what the GPT is for. All right. I may get something wrong. If I do, correct me in the comment section. I will not be offended by it. I'm not one of those types. I'm not a know-it-all. All right. I only know what I know. All right. But what a lot of people love about the system that I use is that it breaks down everything in its most simplistic way. I'm a one chart investor and trader. And I simplify everything depending on what my strategy is. If I'm day trading, I put on my day trading hat. If I'm swing trading, I put on my swing trading hat. If I'm an investor, I put on my investor hat. And I never let those 3 different hats enter the same room because they're going to see the market 3 different ways. And I'm trying to teach you guys how to do the same. In my opinion, if you want to be a super trader or a super investor, you have to know how day traders think. You got to know how short sellers think. You got to know how swing traders think. And you got to know how investors think. And if you know how everyone thinks, that's when everything becomes clear. Okay? I see investors and day traders argue all the time about a particular asset like Apple. Should I buy? Shouldn't I buy? Should I buy? Shouldn't I buy? Investors like it's long term. It doesn't matter. Day traders like I'm just trying to make money very quickly. Right? But I've seen a lot of you investors listening to day traders and you're getting out of your positions that you're supposed to be in for 10 years because you're listening to somebody that wants to be in it for 2 weeks. And then I see a lot of you day traders, not buying certain things because you're only, you're not thinking long term. day traders, swing traders that are in this room, the only way you're going to be able to create wealth for yourself is to be invested in the market. I have never, ever, 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 ever met a day trading millionaire. Now, have I met day traders that are millionaires? Yes. What do they have in common? They're invested in something. If you're just day trading, and you're never holding any of these stocks, it's almost impossible to get to $1 million. And so many people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. I've done thousands of consultations, thousands. There are people that talk the game, and then there are people that are actually doing it. Most people that talk, never going to show you their portfolios. They want you to go off of faith as if they're God or something. I'm God. You just have to trust that what I'm telling you is true. Can you show me something? Can you show me a portfolio? Why should I listen to your strategy? They're never going to show you their portfolio because they're not invested in the market and they're too afraid to let you know that you know how much they're actually worth. I want you guys to think about that. I have never, ever, 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 ever met anyone that just trades and don't have, skin in the game as an investment. Never, ever. In the history of me being in this market, and I've done more consultations than anybody. So for you true traders that's not investors, you're probably a thousandaire. And I'm saying that so that you can change the way that you come into the market. You're probably a thousandaire. And I know it because I've seen it. I've challenged people. I said, look, you're talking. Let me see what you've done over the years. What's your foundation? There isn't one. They want fast money. And there's nothing wrong with fast money, people. There's nothing. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just saying that the average person that comes into the market is not going to do it three ways. They're not going to invest. They're not going to learn how to intraday trade. And they sure don't have the skill set to swing trade. Every single solitary person that's in here, if you're invested in the market and you're doing it the correct way, has the opportunity to become a millionaire as an investor. It may take you 15, 20, or 25 years, but you can get there. A lot of us 9-to-5 workers, hardworking people that are in the market that have a 401k that you're matching and they're putting $18,000 to $19,000 away into your accounts. If you're invested in something like the S&P 500, you should, by the numbers, you should get there in about 16 or 17 years. Your accounts should double every 7 years. You can get there. But you gotta be investing like $1,500 to $1,600 a month, which averages out to about $18,000 to $19,000 a year. You can get there. Most of you guys are not investing in yourself monthly. You guys are paying Netflix subscriptions. You're paying Apple subscriptions, Spotify subscriptions. You're paying your rent or your mortgage monthly. You're paying your car note monthly, but you're not paying yourself monthly. Well, if you're not paying yourself monthly, how are you going to get a 3,000% return in NVIDIA? How are you going to get a 500% return in Google or Apple or Meta or anything that you're buying? What most of you guys will also do is you'll get a hunk of money and then you'll invest one time. You'll get a tax return. I got this tax return, Joel. I'm going to invest the whole thing. And then I just want to show up 20 years later and it be worth $1 million. You guys are being very unrealistic, which is why you're running to the crypto market. If you're in the crypto market, guys, crypto already made everybody millionaires. You missed out. You shouldn't have been listening to Cousin Al. who told you not to buy back in 2018 and 19 and 2020. It's 2026 and y'all now trying to buy cryptocurrency. You missed out. You missed out. I want to be as real as I possibly can when I talk to people because people are in denial. Can you get there? Yeah. Does it have to be cryptocurrency to get there? No, I can name 100 stocks that are better than most of the crypto that's out there. And it's not because crypto doesn't move. It's just that y'all missed out on it. And now you want to get into it. I saw Joel turn 5,000 into 100. So I'm going to do it too. No. Joel was invested all the way back in 2018. So unless you got a DeLorean and you can go back to the future or back to the past, it ain't happening for you. So what are you going to do to change it? Well, you got to learn the market. You got to understand the basics and the fundamentals of why people even make money in the market. And this right here, the market cap, is one of the number one reasons why a lot of you guys don't make money in the market. Some of you guys are hearing about it today. You're like, what the heck is a market cap, Joel? The market cap is where you make your money. It's not the stock price. Yes, the stock price can go up, which can make you a lot of money. But unless you know what that stock price is attached to, which a lot of you guys don't, that's why you haven't been making the type of money that you wanted to make in the market. So companies are broken up into 3 different groups. We have small cap companies, mid cap companies, and we got mega cap companies, or you have large cap. Large cap and mega cap are pretty much the same now. Joel, what the heck does that mean? That means a company like NVIDIA, you guys are so consumed at seeing what the stock price is that you're unrealistic. You're not realistic on what your gains can be in the future. When I hear NVIDIA, the only thing I think about is that it's a $4 trillion company. That's it. That's the only thing that matters to me. 4 trillion, what does that mean, Joel? That's where you make your money. You mean is the 4 trillion cut up in a bunch of pieces? No. Your dollar that you invest, your $10 you invest, your $100 you invest is attached to the market cap of that company. For example, if I have $10 right now and I buy NVIDIA and I don't care what the stock price is today, it can be $1 million. The stock price can be $1 million for NVIDIA today. If I want to put $10 in it and that $1 million stock price tells me that at that price, NVIDIA is at $4 trillion in market cap, it does not matter what the stock price is. The stock price is an illusion. What do I mean by that? I'm simply telling you that stock price is an illusion. It can be manipulated any day. But what can't be manipulated is the market cap. NVIDIA can have $100 stock price today with a $4 trillion market cap. And tomorrow they can say, our stock price is $1. And you guys will run out there and buy it. Oh my God, it's on sale. It went from 100 to 1. Buy it all up. And then it'll eventually go back to 100. No, it ain't. They fooled you. It's an illusion. Tomorrow, NVIDIA can say our stock price is $1. But you know what won't change? $4 trillion in market cap. It won't change. The shares can change. The market cap won't change. They can't manipulate the market cap. The market cap is where you make your money. So for example, let's say NVIDIA has $1 million stock price. Well, Joel, I just can't afford NVIDIA because it's $1 million stock price. Do you have $10? Yeah. Well, you can invest in NVIDIA. with $10. What? You can invest whatever, you can create your own stock price. My stock price is 10,000 no matter what I buy. I don't care what the stock price is. Joel's stock price is 10,000 cuz that's how much I invest. The only thing that matters to me is market cap. If the market cap is $4,000 and I invest $10,000, if that market cap goes from 4 trillion to 8 trillion, my $10,000 goes to 20,000. If I invest $10 into Nvidia and the market cap is $4 trillion right now, today, and in 4 years, the market cap goes to 8 trillion, my $10 is going to double to $20. It don't matter what the stock price is. What matters is what your investment is. That's where you make your money. So where are you guys going wrong? You're buying companies, guys, that are already adults, that are grown, that have already ballooned in price. You make your money on the ballooning of that company. Listen to what I'm saying. When that market cap goes from $1 billion to $100 billion, you make 100 times your money. The odds of it going from 100 billion to 10 trillion is almost not gonna, it's unreasonable. It gets too big. So, where do you make your millions? You make your millions when you buy a company that's a baby, that's only worth $1 billion, and it can get to an adult that's $1 trillion. That means I can make 1,000 times my money. You guys had no idea that this is how the market worked. That's why you're running and buying cryptocurrencies that are pennies. I'm going to go and buy Dogecoin instead of Ethereum or Bitcoin because it's 0.0001. I can own 1,000 coins. The more coins I buy, the more I can make. What if each of those coins grow to $100,000 just like Bitcoin? I make fun of you guys because I used to think that same ridiculousness. I used to think ridiculously like that too. I literally would take my $100 and I'm going to invest and I go buy the cheapest companies I can possibly find. Cause I'm like, man, it only makes sense to buy a company that's got a little small stock price that can grow to, 1,000 or 2,000. Why would I go buy Netflix when I can go buy Ford? And then Netflix grows 10 times its value and you're wondering why Ford ain't moving. I don't get it, Joel. It's because you've been duped just like the rest of the world, thinking that the stock price was how big the company is and that any individual that's willing to pay a higher price than that, so I can buy stocks that are $10, $20, $30 that can run to 1,000, right, Joel? Wrong. They manipulate their stock price all the time. The only reason why Warren Buffett's company, if you ever look up Berkshire Hathaway, you're going to see that it's $775,000 a share. He did that on purpose. He said, I don't ever want to do a reverse stock split ever just to see what price that stock can actually go to. Because if the world actually knew that it was $775,000 a share, ain't nobody gonna buy it. So you know what they did? They created the same company. They created another stock that literally is the same company, but it was an illusion. They made the stock price like $200 or $300. Even though if they never did what we call a reverse stock split, it might be, $5,000 or $10,000 a share. But y'all ain't buying it if it's $10,000 a share, but you will if it's 100. Just like you just did recently with Netflix. A lot of you guys went out and bought Netflix because it did a reverse stock split and went to $100. And I can finally buy Netflix. And it's gone down in price. So for you guys that are confused, let's do the math again. Think about it. Companies, I'm going to teach you guys how to buy companies that are $1 billion minimum. Anything less than $1 billion is considered a penny stock. We're no longer going to buy penny stocks. Those are the companies Uncle Al and Cousin Ann, that's what they buy to go lose all of their money. It's just like going to the casino. We're no longer going to do that. We're going to invest just like the millionaires do. Millionaires don't buy penny stocks. Nobody buys penny stocks but thousandaires trying to get rich because they had no idea what market cap was. They didn't realize that they can create their own penny stock in any company that they want. Good, solid, great companies. Why? If I'm going to invest $100, why would I go invest $100 in some stock that's not even regulated by the SEC? Because we had no idea, right? We weren't knowledgeable. The tone in my voice, guys, is the disgust of the decisions that I made. It's not because of what you guys are doing now. Don't get it twisted or wrong. Angry that it took me so long for me to figure this out. I didn't have anybody like myself that can say, Joel, the market cap is where you make your money. You can buy any stock you want to. What you need to concentrate on is the investment that you're going to put in these companies and how much it can grow over a certain amount of time. Very, very simple. Thank you. I missed it. Thank you for the 2026, Lisa. Thank you for the heart me's, Nick. G7 the one and only. Hey, G7 the one and only. I don't know if you got the message, but we recommended you for the I forgot the word I'm looking for, but basically you need to go to Cinderella's ball tonight at 9:00 p.m. All right. A lot of people recommended you to be in that particular competition. So if you didn't hear anything about it, make sure you go and check your messages. All right, we got a couple of winners that are in here. Lisa has won the Cinderella's Ball. My favorite four Journeys, who's in here, she's won the Cinderella's Ball. I have won the Cinderella's Ball. My what is my Journey is Journey in here? Journey has won the Cinderella's Ball. We got 4 winners up in this joint. Congratulations. If you guys don't know what the Cinderella's Ball is, it's something that we do every Saturday. Not we. Kimberly Monetize, which is one of my mentors. She hosts this fabulous event where you guys can go there and have the opportunity. Oh, nominated is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Where you have a chance that if you get support from enough people, you can win that ball. And they throw you certain gifts from the gift gallery. A lot of live hosts know about this. It's every Saturday from 9 to 12. Check it out, Kimberly Monetize. All right. But we got 4 winners in here, which is crazy. Congratulations. But let's get back to market cap. So important when it comes to making money in this game, especially if you're doing it. I wouldn't say the fast way, the hair, like the hair. But if you want to, if you're holding something for 3 or 4 years, you think that company can grow in value, it can grow from an adolescent to an adult or even a baby to an adult. That's where you guys make a killing. For example, I've been buying a company called, I've been buying, it's bigger now. I've been buying small cap and mid cap companies like SoFi. I'm going to name some of the popular ones that I own. SoFi is one, even though I think it might be a mid cap or large cap company for now. Hey, thank you for the Galaxy. Who sent that? All right, I done lost my train of thought because of the because of the galaxy. All right, but back to the market cap. So a couple of the market cap companies, small market cap companies that I've done well in, is I've done well in. I've bought SoFi, which is a fintech bank. I'm doing okay right now in a small company called On, which is battling. It's ON. I don't know if you guys have seen the shoes. It looks like OC on clouds, but my brother's an ambassador, and he says that the name of the company is On. I've done pretty good in Shake Shack. There's a couple of quantum stocks that I'm in at this particular point. So why am I invested in these small companies? Because I like to see companies that are $1 or $10 billion in size that can grow to 100 billion or 50 billion. Because if these small companies can grow from a billion to 10 billion, I can make 10 times my money. That means if I have 10,000 invested in it, it can grow to 100,000. If that bad boy goes from a billion to 100 billion, guys, that's how you're turning $10,000 into a million. I love Nvidia. I love Nvidia. But guess what, guys? I was invested in Nvidia back when it was a $25 billion company. It's now 4 trillion. You see what I'm talking about? It went from 25 billion, which is a lot of money, to 4 trillion. All you got to do is the math. You divide 4 trillion by 25 billion. You multiply that time your investment, and that can tell you what that investment could possibly be worth in the future. But if you don't know anything about market cap and how much things are worth, you guys are just out here willy-nilly just buying things without any type of goal. Back in 2018, Bitcoin was worth 100 billion when I bought it. A lot of you guys were still running around talking about it's not worth anything. It's not worth anything. It's snake oil. It's worth 100 billion. It might not be a use case for it, but it's worth 100 billion. Let's just do simple math. If Bitcoin was $100 billion in size and I invested $5,000, if it was 100 billion in size, that's 100, comma 000, comma 000, comma 000. If it was 100 billion in size, that meant that no matter what you thought in order for it to be worth 100 billion, that means $100 billion had to come somewhere from the world to give you that value. That was a real number. There was $100 billion invested in Bitcoin to make a coin be worth 5,000. The $5,000 was attached to $100 billion market cap. I knew exactly when I was going to sell it. I said to myself, there's only 3 or 4, at the time there were no $1 trillion companies. Apple, Microsoft, and Google were pushing for that $1 trillion market cap. Humans invest in Apple, Microsoft, and Google, and humans invest in things like crypto. When Apple, Microsoft, and Google hit $1 trillion, it made the world feel comfortable in investing in Bitcoin to take it to $1 trillion. Let's do the math. When I bought it for $5,000, I knew immediately when it gets to $50,000, I'm selling it. Why? Joel, why would you sell it at 50,000? Because mentally, $1 trillion is a resistance area that a lot of investors struggle with. It's just like the Millionaire Challenge. I knew once it got to 1 trillion, if it did, it was going to struggle there. And the only way it was going to get there is something else had to hit it first to allow investors to be comfortable enough to continue pouring money into it. As soon as it hit $50,000, I sold, and everybody and their mama asked me, Joel, why the heck would you do it? It's going to 1 million. I'm like, because I understand the market and how people think. When it hits 1 trillion, it's going to sit there for a second. Maybe it falls in price, hits it, and then it'll finally go through. In 2021, I sold my $5,000 crypto my $5,000 investment in Bitcoin. In 3 years, it went from 5,000 to 50. I sold it. Now it reached 64, 65 before pulling back. And everybody was like, oh my God, Joel, you're a genius. How did you know this? Can you just see the future? I'm like, no, I just know numbers. I reinvested into Bitcoin just recently. Why? Last year. Because we flirted with resistance for like 2 or 3 years, because that's what stocks do. And then Apple, Microsoft, Google, everything, Nvidia all hit 3 or 4. You know what? Now maybe Bitcoin can move. I reinvested 3 years later. Now my 50 went to 100. And now it's sitting at 100. And everybody's like, why isn't it going to 1 million? Because that's what they do. It's going to sit there. It's not going to keep going higher until Microsoft and Google and Apple go higher. They push the market. They push the envelope. They allow other investors to understand these numbers. These are numbers that y'all don't even look at. So when it hit 100, Bitcoin was at 2 trillion. You knew it was going to struggle at 2 trillion because it struggled at 1 trillion. You knew it was going to struggle at 2 trillion because Apple and Microsoft and Google and Facebook, they all struggled at 2 trillion. These big numbers they're going to struggle at because, guys, you don't make your money because Apple sells this many phones and then it divides it and then they give you, the share prices based off of a formula. You make your money on the investing side. Period. You make your money on the investing side, and great, if the company can make money, it gives investors the confidence to keep pouring money into it. But at some point it gets so big, guys, you can't make 100 times your money. Nvidia is already $5 trillion. So anyone thinking that they $10,000 is going to go to 1 million, you're not being realistic and you're not looking at the numbers. Joel, you're just being negative. You just don't want the best for me. I do. That's why I'm trying to tell you how it works. There's so many advanced investors and traders that don't know this simple, basic concept, including myself. I think I was in the market for like 3 years before I understood this. I was just buying stuff just like y'all. And then I was watching TV one day and I was like, what the heck is a market cap? The market cap, guys, is the stock price times all the shares that are out there. So for example, the market cap is the whole company. It's the whole pie. So if I slice this up in 100 slices, each slice is like a share. Each slice is a share. Those shares can't grow unless that pie grows. If this pie doubles, then your slice doubles. If this pie triples in size, then the slice of pie that you have triples in size. The market cap is the whole pie. It's the whole company. And it inflates. A pie doesn't really inflate. The pie kind of just shows you the shares. The balloon is how you make your money. At some point, the balloon can't grow anymore. These mega cap companies, guys, is not where you get rich unless you're doing maybe options. You get rich from the small cap, mid cap companies that grow into mega cap companies. If I have 100 grand and I put it in Nvidia right now, my 100 grand will not be worth $1 million unless Nvidia goes from 4 trillion to 40 trillion. Guys, I would need $36 trillion to be invested in Nvidia for my 100,000 to be worth $1 million. And some of you guys are buying Nvidia right now with less than 100,000, expecting it to go to $1 million. Because Joel got a 3,000% return and you guys are doing the math from where we are right now instead of from where we came from. You missed out. Doesn't mean that you can't catch the next Nvidia. Nvidia just shows you what can be done. It says, guys, this guy named Joel y'all never even heard of caught a 3,000% return in this company. So surely there are other companies that are going to do the same thing in the future. But if you don't understand market cap, it's going to be hard to position in these particular companies so that you guys can make your 10x or your 100x. When I come into the market, I don't think like you guys do. I think 5x, 10x. That's the only thing I think about. If I'm buying this stock, can it grow 10 times its value? If it can't, what is its averaging a year? If I look at Apple, which is a great company for you guys to invest in. If I look at its 5-year chart and I see that it's only doubled in 5 years, it's just simple math. If Apple in the last 5 years doubled in price on average, that's about 20% a year. Anybody buying Apple today expecting their $100 to go to $1,000 is not being realistic. But Joe, Apple is about to come out with a new phone and it's going to change the world. It's going to make people disappear and have cloaking devices. So what? It's averaging 20% a year. Great. Now it can go from maybe a $3 trillion company maybe to $6 trillion. Maybe you can double your money. But Apple is already huge. Maybe you want to find a company that's developing the cloaking systems. Maybe they're a $1 billion company or a $5 billion company that can grow to 50 billion or 500 billion. That's where you're going to get rich. So yes, we want to follow these great companies like Nvidia and Apple and Microsoft and Google. Guys, I own all of them as support and a foundation for my wealth. But the days of getting rich off of them, you missed out. Sorry. Don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Don't look at my returns expecting to get the same returns. Look at my returns and say it can be done. Someone asked, what did my 5,000 turn into? It turned into whatever the price Bitcoin is today. What is it? Did it hit 90,000? And to be honest, guys, that started out at 500. My investment in cryptocurrency was $500. I invested $500 in 2018 December in a company called Ripple. Early in December of 2018, I bought it for like 24 cents. 22 cents or something like that. And then my Ripple, all I know is that my investment turned into 5,000, but my $500 turned into like 5,000 because Ripple went from 29 cents to $3. Go and check it. It went from like 24 cents to like $3. It was worth 5 grand. I took that 5 grand and said, let me go ahead. Now I can buy a full Bitcoin. At the time, maybe Bitcoin was 5,000, 6,500. I don't know what it was, but I was able to buy a full Bitcoin. And then I rode that up to 50 and then sold it in front of everybody. And then I sat out for 3 years. And then I reinvested the 50. And now that 50 is worth 90. So 500 went to 90. At one point, it was worth 130. How did I know that it can do it? Because at the time, Bitcoin had a respectable. I knew it wasn't going away once it hit 100 billion in size. I was like, oh man, 100 billion. Do y'all understand how much $100 billion is? I don't think a lot of you guys really understand how much 100 billion is. When you have a crypto that's worth 100 billion, that's not only me and you buying it. You got corporations and countries buying it. I knew at that point, oh, it's not going away. They're just making a lot of noise so that nobody else will know. But if you don't know market cap, you didn't know that. You just saw a number that you thought was obscene. Why would somebody buy $5,000 in a coin? Some of you guys thought it was a coin that you take to your. There were people selling cryptocurrency coins on, outside as if they were dealers. And people were buying them. Now, those people were getting duped because they didn't really understand the technology behind it. I understood the technology and the numbers, and I'm not telling you guys to run out there and do it. I invest in everything. I'm the type of individual, because I don't have a Series 6, 7, 8, or 9 license. Now, I've owned Series 3, 6, and 7 BMWs. That's a joke, guys. It's a joke that I've been saying for years. But I can invest in any and everything. But there's a way to do it. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. There's a 90-10 rule that I use, a 90-10 rule. The 90-10 rule says that I personally can't put more than 10% of my assets in any given company. So let's say I got $10,000. I am not allowed to put all 10,000 in Bitcoin. In order for me to be able to put 10,000 in Bitcoin, I need to have 100 grand. Because if that 10,000 goes to zero, it's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do. You guys should adopt that same 90-10 rule. Even when you're trading, a lot of you guys go hard, and I love it. But you guys have very, very short careers in the market when you do that. You go hard or go home. And I get it. I love that. I go hard or go home. But remember, I'm just as ignorant as you are. You guys are talking to somebody who will buy any and every. You guys are talking to the guy that they said, don't buy crypto, don't buy Tesla, don't buy Netflix, don't buy this, don't buy that. I bought everything. I even made money on Beyond Meat, and I'm not even a freaking vegetarian. If people are buying it, Joel's buying it. But I ain't putting all my eggs in one basket like y'all do. I am only allowed to put 10% of whatever my total assets are in any given company to protect me from me. You can go as high as 20%. But I like to keep it at the 10% range, even 5%. That's going to protect you. It's going to allow you to be able to invest in different things. And guys, no matter what you think is going to pop off, it never works out that way. In a million years, I would have never thunk that crypto was going to grow as fast as it did. In a million years, guys, I would have never known that Tesla was going to. Y'all know that Tesla went from when I was buying it back when it was, I forgot how big it was. It was fairly small. It was like maybe 10 or 15 billion in size. It was half the size of Ford and GM. Do y'all know that when I was investing in Tesla, it was half the size of Ford and GM? at 10 billion, 15 billion in size. That bad boy ran from, y'all do the math, it ran from 15 billion to 1.5 trillion. What? It went from 15 billion to, do the numbers. Because think about it, 15 billion to 150 billion is 10 times your money. That means it grew 100 times. That means a $10,000 investment went to $1 million. And Tesla at one point, I am not lying to you guys. Tesla at one point was so large, guys, its market cap was the total of all the the major car companies that were out there. How the heck is Tesla, one company, was as large as every car company that was out there? That don't even make any sense. Because when you're on the investor side, things don't have to make sense. They're like, oh, it's not a car company, it's an AI company. No, it's not. It's a car company. Joel, it's an AI company. And if Apple and Amazon and Google are AI companies, then guess what? Tesla is also an AI company. So it should be valued at $1.5 trillion. Keep buying it. And I was like, all right, then, if y'all want to value it as a AI company, then so be it. Meanwhile, Ford and GM is like, yo, what happened to us? We still worth 40 billion. And y'all gonna take Tesla to 1.5 trillion? That don't even make sense. But they did it. And they, they is us. We did it. And now this fool about to be the first $1 trillion person on the planet. Because we value Tesla as an AI company instead of a car company, when we all know that it's a car company. We all know it's a car company. So I get when you guys are like, it's overvalued. Who cares? If people are buying it and they want to take it to $1 trillion, you got to listen to if the billionaires are looking you in your cornea, it's just like you're like, the sky is blue, and they're like, no, the sky is green. But the sky is blue. The sky is green. But I'm looking at it with my own. The sky is blue. It's green. And it's going to stay green. Now, are you with it being green? Or do you want to go with everybody else and say that it's blue? I'm like, it's green. If it's going to make me money, it's green. It can be whatever. It can be purple. I don't care. If everybody comes together and say Tesla's purple, then if we're all in sync, the sky is purple. So it's interesting, right? So that's why everybody's ponying up in all of these other electric car companies, because they're like, another car company has to hit $1 trillion also. Guys, there's no other company even close. I think Toyota might be 300 billion. I don't know. Somebody check the market cap of Toyota or Honda. They are so far behind. It's funny. It's comical how far behind these companies are in size. But if for some odd reason we say, hey, General Motors and Ford are now AI companies, they might go from 50 billion to $1 trillion also. So you better listen out for it. The day they say Ford and General Motors are AI companies, you better start investing in it. And I'm not even joking with you guys. All right, so let's get the market cap again. I hope I got in your heads what market cap is. I use entertainment to try to get you to understand. That's why I'm joking and yelling and screaming, to make you understand. So that when you leave here, you'll forever know what market cap is. We got small cap companies. Small cap companies are usually, there is no set definition. You can probably go on your chat and ask what are the values. It's always different. So I would say, if I was defining if I had to define the market caps of the companies, I would say small cap is like 1 billion to 25. Remember, we're not buying anything less than $1 billion in market cap anymore. If it's on pink sheets, if it's not regulated by the SEC, don't buy it, because pension funds aren't buying it. Mutual funds aren't buying it. That company is going to lose you money. 1 billion is your baby. 1 billion is your entry into Wall Street. You find a good company you like out there that's bullish and you see it's at $1 billion. If it can grow to 10 billion, you just made 10 times your money. If it can grow to 20 billion, you can make 20 times your money. So I would say small cap companies are anywhere from about 1 to about 25 billion. Mid cap companies are going to be anywhere from 25 billion to 100 billion. 100 billion to about 500 billion is going to be your large cap companies. And anything larger than 500 billion, which there's a lot, guys, are going to be your mega cap companies. Your mega cap companies can still make you money. It just ain't going to make you fortunes. It can make you money, just not fortunes. You hear what I just said? It can still make you 20. It can still be growing. See, you want to make money when it grows like this. But then as it starts to expand like this at 10 and 15, 20% a year, it's slow, stable money. But where you get rich is when it does this. Palantir, I'm sorry to tell you guys this. You missed out on Palantir. Even though it's still a high beta stock. We're going to talk about beta tomorrow. Why weren't you buying Palantir when I was telling you to buy it 2 years ago? When I was talking about Tesla in 2016, I was on the dealership saying this car is going to change the world. I saw this one investor trader out, guys. It's this one trader. I can't call out his name. He claims to be like the best investor on the planet, which is funny because he was taught in a room that me and my cousin created like 10 years ago, like literally learned everything from us. I'm sitting in there talking about Nvidia, Tesla, all of these different companies. He was like a prodigy. He was like a student of ours. And I saw him on a live the other day talking about he was the first black person to ever talk about Nvidia. And I literally busted out laughing. I was like, man, why do people have to, like, you already have the fame. You don't have to like go there. But, you know, that's just what we do in this game. And it was so funny to me. And everybody was sending me this video like, Joe, did you see this? And I was like, I saw it, but, you know, I pray for that brother. But it was funny to me because I have receipts. Oh, you did talk about it? Well, here's my 3,300% return. Where's yours? He ain't gonna show it. He can talk a big game. He ain't gonna show it. So we're learning about market cap. So look at this now. So what I want everyone to do, what we've learned the last couple of days, if this is your first day here, I'm sorry that I'm ranting and laughing and loud and the mic probably needs to be turned down. I'm sorry. I'm getting new at this. I'm my own technical person. All right. What everybody should do right now, if you haven't done it, this is the easiest thing that you can do. This was everybody's homework. They had to download Yahoo. I have to say it that way so that I don't get flagged. You got to download Yahoo. And when you download Yahoo, it's going to allow you to be able to look at the market cap of that company fairly quickly. So when you pull up something like Yahoo, before I get flagged, you're going to see a search tab and you're going to type in what we learned yesterday, the ticker symbol. The ticker symbol of Apple is AAPL. When you guys come to these sessions, this is what I advise you to do because you're looking at charts. I want you to screencast from another device this live onto the biggest screen that you have in your house. So not only you can see it, everybody in your family can see it so that you don't be, keeping all this great information to yourself. The reason why I need you to do that, guys, is because when you're looking at this information on your phone, it's very, very hard to see what we're talking about. Anytime that we talk about a stock in this room, your job, guys, is to pull up this information and see if it aligns with what we're talking about. Whether you have a GPT where you're fact checking all the things that I'm talking about. If you're not trying to make money in this game, then just watch. Some people just love to see me make calls, and that's great. They just love the entertainment. But if you're trying to make money, if you're really trying to be part of the challenge, you got to do a little bit of work. And a little bit of work means you got to take what we're talking about, pull it up, and see if you can see it. And then try to be the first person to put the answer in the comment section. So, anyone that's looking at Apple right now, can you tell me the market cap of Apple in the comment section? Go ahead and put the market cap of Apple in the comment section if you have that information. What you guys are going to start to find out is that any and everything that you can buy has a market cap. If you're buying a individual stock or an individual asset, $4 trillion. That's the only thing that matters to me, people. I don't care about no other number. Apple can be a quadrillion dollars a share. Is quadrillion even a number? I heard somebody say that in a YT video, and it had me dying laughing. He was like, I gotta stop at a quadrillion. I was like, this cat is definitely lying about what he's doing. He done said he gotta stop at his profit was a quadrillion. We don't even have a trillion there yet. It was one of the funniest YT videos I've seen. And he was dead serious. Apple's a $4 trillion company. So what does that mean to you? It means that if Apple is growing in value, let's say Apple is growing at 20% a year. Still, because Apple's been averaging like 20% a year for like 10 or 15 years. That means if Apple is 4 trillion, that means if it's averaging 20% a year, guys, that means it should double in 5 years. If Apple, the market cap is going to double in 5 years, your investment's going to double in 5 years. I don't care how much money you have invested in it. The most it's going to grow is 5, is going to double. I might invest 10,000. You might invest 1,000. Another person might invest 1,000,000. It doesn't matter how much you invest. We're all going to get the same percentage. If you invest 1,000,000, it might be worth 2,000,000 in 5 years. If you invest 1,000, it might be worth 2,000 in 5 years. If you invest $10, it might be worth $20 in 5 years. The only thing that matters is your investment. But we got to know how much Apple is growing. Like, it's already a mega cap company. That's why, guys, it's very hard to see it double. Now, have stocks this big doubled or tripled? Yeah. Nvidia went up 200% return this year. It dropped first. And then that bad boy, not only did it double, it like tripled in price. It went from like $1 trillion market cap to like wherever it is right now, which was the biggest move in history for any company. Its market cap grew faster and larger than any company in the history of mankind in that amount of time. Because gold, for example, a lot of people don't know that gold, if you took all the gold on the planet and you multiplied it times how much it is an ounce, The market cap of gold is somewhere around, I think, 25 or 30 trillion now. So that's the most liquid, like just individual thing on the planet, gold. Like 30 trillion, because it was the first currency. So you guys got to make sure that you're categorizing your companies when you're buying them, especially if you're holding them for 3, 4, 5 years. You need to be realistic in how big these companies can actually grow. But you can't get that number if you don't look at the market cap. So if you look here, it's going to tell you the answer. The answer is 4 trillion. Y'all see this number right here in the middle of your screen? If you pulled up Apple on any device, it's going to tell you that the market cap as of Friday is 4.022. 4 trillion. 4 trillion. It will also tell you that in 5 years, y'all see that? In 5 years, the average, well, not the average, that's how much Apple went up in 5 years. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to get this return every 5 years. It's just that if Apple is still bullish, on average, this is kind of what it's doing. It's still growing at 10, 15, 20% a year. It's a lot better than the 1,000% that a lot of you guys think your stock is about to do. Dang, Joel, I thought that buying the largest companies in the world made me the most money. No, what makes you the most money is buying these companies when they're babies and then they grow into the largest companies on the planet. But it doesn't mean that you can't buy it. I agree with you, Miguel. We don't know how much anything's worth, right? I agree with you, because I don't believe any number that anybody gave us. But if I was to go to all the analysts that are out there, the gold bugs that are out there that's been following it for years, it's about 30, 35 trillion. Shoot, it might be 300 trillion. But what we do know is that it's worth more than anything that we're investing in right now. So I agree with you. I agree with you. So check this out. If Apple is 4 trillion right now, and it went up 100% in the last 5 years, somebody tell me what the market cap was 5 years ago. If Apple doubled in price in 5 years, what was the market cap 4 years ago? Put it in the comment section. If Apple is 4 trillion now and it doubled in price, what was the market cap 5 years ago? What was the market cap 5 years ago in Apple? 2 trillion. It's just simple math, people. Simple math. Simple math. If it doubled, the market cap doubled. Your investment doubled. Doesn't matter how much you invested. You could have invested $1 in Apple. If it went from 2 trillion to 4 trillion, that dollar's going to be worth $2. So, what's interesting, guys, is I did this slide 5 years ago in 2021. You see how today's price was around $265? 5 years ago, look at what the price of Apple was, $132 with a $2 trillion market cap. Y'all see that? 2 trillion. I was talking about Apple 5 years ago with these slides. And I was telling people the same exact thing. Apple's growing at 20%, guys. If you buy it today, in 2025 or 2026, you might double your money. The 2 trillion will go to 4 trillion. 132 will go to 265. I also told people that you have a higher chance of making money in a company when you see a bullish chart than when you see a bearish chart. Most people didn't believe or even understand what I was talking about. If you buy a stock 1 year ago and 1 year later it's even 1 penny higher, you have a higher chance that it will be worth more, a penny higher the next year than if we pulled up this chart and it was red where you lost money in a year. That's called a bullish company. When a company is bearish, guys, it goes on everybody's radar. If I had $1 billion in my fund and I see that Apple was up and it's averaging 20% a year, and then I go and I look at a chart of Pfizer and I see that it's losing 10% a year, and I want to make money for my firm, is it more likely that I'm going to buy the company that's been averaging 20% or saying this is when Pfizer's about to turn around? That's not how pension funds and mutual funds work, guys. They want the sure thing. They're not going to gamble like we do. They want bullish companies because unlike us, when they invest in companies, guys, they dollar cost up. You heard what I just said? They dollar cost up. We dollar cost down because that's what rookies do. What's dollar costing down? That means when a stock is falling, we keep buying more of it to average out our losses. The big money, they average in as it's going up, which is why you guys should stick to bullish companies. So the definition of a bullish company is a company that if you bought it 1 year ago, today, it's 1 penny higher, it's bullish. If it's 1 penny less than the price that I paid for it a year ago, I'm going to stay away from that company because it's more than likely going to keep going down in value until it figures out whatever it needs to figure out. And it can even figure it out. Remember, we're on the investing side. The company could just all of a sudden start doing extremely well. But if investors aren't interested in putting their dollar or $10 or $1 million into it, it's not going to grow. Doesn't matter how great the company is doing, which is why a Ford or a General Motors is not worth 1.5 trillion. It's why a company like SNAP, guys, somebody look up the market cap of SNAP, which is a competitor to this platform. Can y'all guess how much you think the market cap of it is? Of SNAP. Somebody pull up the market cap of SNAP and then pull up the market cap of META. You're going to be totally surprised. Pull up the market cap of SNAP. If you guys can type that in the comment section. And then tell me what the market cap of META is. You would think that they would be kind of close in market cap. So SNAP, guys, is 13 billion in size. Can you guess what META is worth? It's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, man, get out of here, Joel. Somebody give us the market cap of META, or what we know as FB. $1.6 trillion. Guys, Snap is not even worth 1/10 of Meta. It's 1/100th the size. That don't even make any sense. What? Snap is only worth 13 billion and META is worth 1.6 trillion? Yeah. Just like Ford and General Motors is worth like 30 or 40 billion and Tesla's worth 1.3 trillion. It don't make any sense. But if it's going up and y'all want to pay for it and push it up, then guess who's going to ride it? I don't care about overvalued companies because I'm not the one that moves the market. So many of you guys lose money in the market because you try to use your common sense. You try to say that you try to make everything seem reasonable, and the market is not a reasonable place. Focus on momentum and what it's doing and numbers, and you're going to be okay in this game. A lot of you guys right now are probably going to run out and buy SNAP. But watch this. When I pull up SNAP's chart, I'm going to show you something, and it's going to blow your mind. It's not bullish. So I'm going to try to pull up. I'm going to see if I can pull up. Oh, it's working today. All right, let's see if I can pull up so that you guys can see. So I'm going to type it up here. Now watch what you see, guys. I'm going to show you guys the 1 year chart of Snap. What color do you guys see this chart? What color do you see? Is this red or green? We're looking at SNAP. I think you guys can see it from your side. Let me see. Yep. What color is that chart, guys? It's red. What did I just tell you guys about charts? People are more than likely going to, investors, pension funds, companies usually turn around when they bottom out, and they at least are up 1 penny higher than a year ago. You're going to start seeing it turn around. But you're not going to see the big move of it until it's 1 penny higher than it was from a year ago. This could be the moment that SNAP is turning around. Now watch this, guys. I'm going to show you another chart. This is the 5-year chart. This is the 5-year chart of the same company. Wait, why is it not clicking? Hold on. Okay, there we go. What do you guys notice? What did it do for 5 years? Nothing. I've had individuals in my consultations keep telling me, Joel, this is it. This is when it's turning around. Hey, Joel, this is it. This is when it's turning around. Hey, Joel, this is it. This is when it's turning around. And you know what I keep saying? I ain't buying this terrible company until it's 1 penny higher than it was a year ago. Period. Period, exclamation point. But y'all can keep buying it and sit in it for a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, because you're not thinking like billionaires. You're thinking like thousandaires. Ain't no $1 billion pension fund, mutual fund thinking about putting their funds in here. Why would I put my funds in here when I can go put my funds in something like a META? And I know what you guys are going to say. It's a small cap company, Joe. Isn't this where you make your money? Yeah. But let me explain something to you guys. SNAP is not going to go from a $15 billion company to a $100 billion market cap company overnight. Y'all think that's what happens. Y'all think that's what happens. I'm going to miss out. I got to buy it because overnight it's going to grow 100 times its value. No, it's not, because you know how much money you need to make that bad boy grow 10 times its value. You need another $15 billion. That's a lot of money to be invested in this company to make it, grow. So I can wait until it starts to turn around. Guys, I don't have to be the guy to buy it at the very low. Who cares? If this bad boy can go from $8, let me see what price I think its highs were 75. Ooh, Joel, I'm going to sit in it because it's $8. I'll wait until that bad boy goes to 50. Joe, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you wait for it to go to 50? Because it came from 75. But you can catch it at 8. Yeah, I can also catch it at 14. I can catch it at 20. I can catch it at 35 because it has to go through those numbers to get to 75. You guys are so consumed at buying it at the lows that you sit in it for 4 years and you miss out on companies that are actually going up in price. This is what humans do. Especially if you bought it and you're losing. Well, I'm just going to wait and sit in this company for the next 10 years. Meanwhile, Joel showing receipts, and what's happening? You getting angry. You're getting angry. You're getting mad because you've been in a loser for 3 or 4 years. You put more than 10% of your assets in it, and now you got to wait for it to turn around. And it still ain't turned around. And now you're like, I can't sell it because if I sell it now, it would have been a waste of 4 years being in it. Sell it. Who cares? You care, and you're stopping yourself from making tons of money because you're trying to be right. Who cares? Nobody cares that you're losing in this stock except you. You got it? You got to be able to get over yourself. Take the funds out of here, put it in something else. And guys, yes, this happened to me. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened to me. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happened to me. I was sitting in this company right here called AMD. Y'all see this big old move to the downside? I rode this bad boy from $200 all the way to $100. And I was angry. I was like, man, if you even mention AMD around me, we might get in a fight. Here's what's wild. If you look at the chart, AMD was bullish for 5 years. It was bullish for dang ever. Everything else was going up in price except for AMD. AMD dropped 50% in value. Oh, it hurt. Because I don't really lose. I lose on like terrible companies. I don't lose on very good companies like this. Well, I'll take that back. I'll lose and then I'll get out early. You don't normally see me sending something for a 50% drawdown. A drawdown means that it was a $200 stock and it dropped half its value. You hardly ever see me in the negative for 50%. And once it got to 50%, I hadn't been in a great company like this that fell that hard in a very long time. And it was an ego check for me. And I got out. And do you know what this bad boy did? It went from $100. Not only did it go from $100 to $200, guys, it went from $100 to $250 as soon as I sold it. And guess what? Me and AMD are friends to this day. Me and AMD are actually friends. We actually had lunch the other week. And there was no hard feelings. I was like, AMD was like, I know I was going through some things and I was treating you wrong. And you had never been treated like that ever. And then I got it together. And it just sucks because you were through with me. You said, you blocked me. You were like, I ain't talking to you no more. You cursed me out. But I'm going to let you have that because I did you wrong. And AMD apologized. And we cool to this day. But it happens to the best of us. Yep. Stocks can catch you slipping. So guys, when you hit that number that just hurts and you're like, I just got to get out. Sometimes it is going to reverse on you. But I'm here to tell you that more than likely it's not going to do that. AMD just so happened to do it. And I tell this story because everyone knows that I don't sell and then it rips right back into my face. Like literally, like I'm not even talking about like guys, it was like days later it started to turn around. And then like within a month or two, it was already back to like I had been in it for so long going down and it recovered all of those profits really, really fast. Hurt my feelings. Hurt my feelings. But it happens. So you guys want to stick with companies. It was a bullish company and I had the right idea. I just should have got out even earlier than I did. I should have got out. My number, guys, is usually 20 to 30%. I would have saved myself 20%. And as it started to come up, I would have bought more. But I stayed in it for so long that I hated it. I stayed in it for so long. I just said, I don't care if you make money. But I knew the type of company it was. I should have got out when it was 20 to 30% down and reinvest in it as it started to go up higher at the same price that I got out. And I would have doubled my money. We all make these mistakes. We all make these mistakes. So what I want to do is for the next 30 minutes, I want you guys to give me stocks. We're going to look them up. We're going to look at market caps. Let's play the market cap game. All right, market cap game. Let's see who's the fastest that can give the market caps of different companies. So I'm going to think of a company. I'm going to say the company, and I want to see how fast you guys are able to look up the market cap. And even if you're not as fast as some of these different individuals, even if you're not as fast, you'll probably get the answer as we're saying it. But I want you guys to start quickly being able to pull up this information. All right, so the first company we're going to look at is, somebody tell me so this is the game. We're going to see if, we're going to pull up a 1-year chart and we're going to see if that company is bullish and we want to know what the market cap is. Very important. So the first company we're going to look at is Circle. Someone tell me if Circle is bullish and what the market cap is. And it better pop up before, like, look, guys, this is a minute. So when I pin it, you only got a minute before it goes away. I need to see an answer before that circle goes away. Circle. Somebody pull it up. Somebody pull it up. Is it bullish? So I'm going to look at the chart. I'm going to pull up the chart as well. 21 billion. Look, I didn't even know that. So I'm going on Yahoo. I'm going to pull up Circle, just like you guys are doing. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull up the 1-year chart. And guys, though, it doesn't look bullish, but what's interesting is that it's actually up 20% from a year ago. Circle, even though it went from, and see, this is what you guys got to understand. Circle is still bullish. I know you guys are like, but Joel, it dropped from 250 to 83. It's still bullish. Because the definition of a bullish company is not where it just came from. It's from 1 year ago. If I bought Circle and it's up 1 penny higher than the price that I bought it from a year ago, that company is bullish. 21 billion in size, and it's bullish. Okay? For now, that's all we want to look up. So I don't care that it's $83 a share. What matters to me is that it's 21 billion. So it's about a small cap to medium cap company. Guys, that means that Circle is a adolescent. A baby adolescent. It hasn't grown into adulthood yet. So if I'm thinking about buying something like this, and let's say Circle goes to 100 billion. If I invest $80 today a share, and it's 21 billion in size, and it never got to 100 billion in size, my $80 is going to be worth 400. Where did I get that number? 100 billion divided by 20 billion is 5. 5 times 80, which is how much it is a share, is going to put me at $400 a share. Now, this company is fairly new, so we're not going to be able to look at the last 5 years, guys, because the company just IPO'd recently, so we're not going to be able to look at its 5-year moves. All right. I think the earliest we have here is, it's not telling me. All right, let's look at the next one. Here's one that everybody's talking about all the time, and I'm just picking stocks randomly. Quantum. Everybody look up Quantum. Tell me what the market cap is. If you know what Quantum does, like what what that company actually does do, you can put that in the comment section too. So if you know that I'm just gonna tell you it's a quantum computing stock. So if anybody that's in quantum is supposed to be the next thing after AI. Everybody's all hyped about AI. Quantum is next. After everybody's done with AI, money's probably gonna flow into quantum. Okay. So pull up QTUM. Somebody tell me what the market cap is. What is the market cap? And is this company bullish? We're just going off of a 1-year chart. We're not going to look at the 5-year chart. 1-year chart. Is Quantum bullish or bearish? It's only 96. You sure it's 96 million? It's not even a billion? What is the market cap? Nah, the market cap is... Did I pull up the right one? This is an ETF. Ah, you pulled up an ETF. I don't know if you meant QTUM. You might have meant a different quantum. Well, its net assets is 3 billion. So this ETF is 3 billion. So ETFs are going to work differently, guys. ETFs are basket of stocks. Oh, you meant QMCO? Which one do y'all mean? All right, we're going to pull up a different one. All right, we're going to try this one. We're going to try QUBT. All right, thank you, Denny. So let's look up QUBT. Let's everybody find the information on this. What is the market cap? Is it bullish? Looking at the 1-year chart. 1-year chart. What is this telling us? What color is it? Someone tell me, what is the color of this chart? It's bearish. I bet you all of y'all out here buying this company, not realizing that it's a bearish company. Guys, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but about 75% of the time, if the company is bullish, you got about a 70% chance that it's going to continue in that particular direction. So Quantum better have some type of catalyst to make this particular company turn around, because it just hit the bearish meter. And pension funds and mutual funds do not like bearish companies, especially when they're babies. So be careful. My sons own this company. My sons are 19 and 20 years old. They can wait out 5 years of bearishness. If you're 50, 60, or 70 and you can't, you need to have profits in the next 4 or 5 years, you probably want to stay away. You don't have the flexibility that a lot of these youngsters have. Doesn't mean this isn't 100%, guys. It doesn't mean that this is it. Nobody's buying Quantum anymore. It just means that if you bought this 1 year ago, guys, you're not making any money. That's not good. That's ungoodly. I made up that word. All right. Oh, did somebody tell it was what? 2.46 billion? All right, let's look at another one. Give me another company. Let me see if I can find something. I see Coterra. We're going to look at Coterra Energy. All right, so I'm going to look up Coterra, and anytime you see the word energy at the end, it's probably an energy stock. So it's probably something that's dealing with energy, guys. Is your oil, your natural gas. Those are your energy companies. So let's look up Coterra. It would be nice if you guys could give me the ticker symbol also. I'm gonna see if I can find because sometimes I misspell everything. So if you know the ticker symbol for Coterra, let me know, because it's not popping up on. I'm putting COTT. Oh, I see it. CTRA. All right, what's the answer? 1 year chart. Coterra. Is it bullish or bearish? It is barely bullish. Guys, it just barely hit the 1%. Guys, it's up 1%. You got a 50-50 chance with this one. So here's what I would do. If there's a 50-50 chance and you're like, man, I don't know if this is bullish or bearish, you go to the next chart, which is the 5-year chart. And guess what, guys? The 5-year chart is green. The stock was up 60% over 5 years. So this is interesting. If the stock was up 60% in 5 years, what's that average? If a stock is up 60% over a 5-year period, what is it averaging a year? Very important, because you guys need to start being realistic in your gains. 12%. Great. So anybody that buys this particular stock expecting it to grow 50 or 60% in 1 year, you're not being realistic. 15% is what that should be what you're thinking in your mind. So if you have 10,000 invested in it, that 10,000 may make you $1,500. Anybody investing 10 grand thinking it's going to be worth 100 grand because energy's about to explode, you're not being realistic. Now, guys, in 2022, this stock did go from $15 to $35. So it happens. We're just talking about on average. Okay? On average. On average. On average. On average. All right. What was the market cap? 20 billion. So you guys are also starting to understand what stocks are valued the highest. AI stocks are valued at the highest marks. $1 trillion. McDonald's. Hey, let's look up McDonald's. What do you guys think McDonald's is? I was about to just throw out a number. What do y'all think? Now, McDonald's is what? One of the most famous, profitable franchises out there. What do you guys think the market cap of McDonald's is? Just throw out a number. Just what do you guess? I would guess that it's like 300 billion, maybe 250 billion. $200? Was I close? All right, so the 5-year chart shows that if you're buying McDonald's today, guys, and you're putting it in your portfolio, the 5-year return for McDonald's is 40%. Can someone tell me what that average is? If McDonald's is up 40% in 5 years, how much is it making you a year? Man, you guys are good. 8%. Anybody buying McDonald's expecting it to triple in price? Cause what's the sandwich that everybody liked, the little barbecue sandwich, the McRib? If you're buying McDonald's thinking that it's gonna triple in price because the McRib is coming, I'm laughing, guys, because this is what y'all do. Joe, the McRib is coming out next month. You think I should buy McDonald's? Well, are you interested in making 8%? It should be the question you need to ask yourself. But Joe, the McRib is... Joe, I used to see you tear up the McRibs. So what? Just because I love McRibs don't mean that investors love McRibs. You might get a little pop in McDonald's. I see a move in McDonald's on this chart where it went from $250 to $300. It looks like within a year. That's a pretty good move. So what you guys should look for, this is the secret to making higher percentages that you see. What you guys are learning how to do is you're learning how to find good bullish companies. You guys don't even know. You guys are painting the fence right now. You're painting the fence right now. Just like in Karate Kid. You're painting the fence. Now you're going to learn how to buy good companies when they're on sale. So we're not going to buy McDonald's way up here. But if McDonald's can drop 5 or 10% and I catch it 10% off, and I know on average is growing at 8%, I'm going to capture the 10% that it was down plus the 8% that is up. That's what we call buying on dips. See, you guys are buying dips on companies like this. I see it all the time. Y'all know what I'm pulling up. The good old favorite. Why am I pulling up Pfizer? Because everybody and their mama keep asking me, should they be buying Pfizer now? Now, 1 year chart looks like this. I think the 1 year chart is finally up. Come on, chart. Got to give it a second. Okay, there we are. Oh, here's the 1 year chart. This is the 1 year chart of Pfizer. It's down 6%. Its dividend is 6%. So unless you just why didn't you just put your money in a savings account? Why even be invested in something if it's down 6% and you getting a 6% dividend? Because it's Pfizer, Joe. It's Pfizer. Okay. Let's look at Pfizer on a 5 year chart. What do you guys see for 5 years? What has Pfizer been doing for 5 years? Nothing. But y'all keep buying it. You know why you keep buying it? Because you think that it's on sale. This is not on sale. This is run. Please. Nobody wants you. Something is going on with the company. You need to get it together, because I don't know why you coming in here with that tone. But I'm not cool with that. You need to go figure out what's going on with you. And then we can talk about this later, a year from now. I don't know what you going through. I don't know who you need to talk to. But I don't like your attitude right now. I don't like what's going on with this chart. You're a great person. You're a great company. I actually believe that you can do better in the future, but you got to go work on yourself. And while you're working on yourself, I'm going to go on over here. Is there a doctor now? Y'all keep buying this joint up. This is the number one company that you guys are coming to me in the consultations. This one and SNAP. Oh, and you know what else? This is the other one that you guys come to me with. All day, every day. Top three. SNAP. Ford. You know why Ford? Because it's $13 a share. I can buy one share, Joel. You ain't gonna make nothing from that one share. I want y'all to look at the overall chart which is funny that it's green, because that's all. But that's going all the way back to 1985. But do you guys know that from 1999, in 1999, Ford was a $38 stock in 1999. Y'all heard what I just said? I didn't say 2019. I didn't say 2009. I said 1999. Ford ain't seen its all-time high since 1999, and y'all be buying this like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, why are y'all? I understand why you're buying it. Joel, the Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle on the planet. It's the staple of America. It's America's truck. I get it. I get it. But it ain't seen as high since 1999. And y'all still buying it. Now, somebody's going to make money in the next year and say, I told you so, Joe. Whatever. It didn't make money for 25 years and now I'm the bad guy because it finally made money 25 years later. For 26 years, it's been going down. And the 1 year it goes up, Joe didn't know what he was talking about. Keep buying it. This is the 5-year chart. Now, the 5-year chart is actually bullish. But even on the 5-year chart of Ford, guys, it's up 50%. That means I'm averaging 10% a year. The 1-year chart is up 38. The reason why this is funny to me is because I'm actually thinking about buying Ford and General Motors. I know it's hilarious because I've always talked about these companies. But guess what I did, guys? I waited for a whole decade for this company to get it together. This is how you wait. You don't just buy it because you think it's on sale. You buy it because if this company can be higher than it was 1 year ago, that's the foundation and the stability it needs to let you know that Wall Street obviously are pouring money into the company. In 1 year, it's up 38%. Now, am I going to buy it up at this highs? No. If I decide to buy this, I'm going to wait for it to dip. If you guys look at the chart, dips are when it falls 10 or 15%. I have a calculation that I've been telling everybody and showing everybody for years. That calculation is down at the bottom. It's not my calculation, but it's when you see a beta of 1.6, it automatically tells me that this company is a high beta stock. That means all high beta stocks are going to, it's not if it's going to happen, it's when. It's going to drop 20 to 30% from its swing highs. When that happens, hopefully the volatility index is above 30 or 50. That's when Joel will buy. But not until then. But it's now on my radar of companies to buy. Finally, after 24 years, and I've been talking about Ford for 10 years and been right every year. Been right about Pfizer for 4 years. Been right about Snap. Been right about all of these companies that you guys think are on sale, but it's because you're thinking like thousandaires and not thinking like billionaires. The reason why that company is not a penny higher than it was from a year ago is because Wall Street has lost confidence in that company. So if Wall Street has lost confidence in it, what makes you think you buying it is going to turn the company around? Because of ego. Because you're smart, because you're intelligent, because you studied all night long. That doesn't turn a company around. Billions of dollars turns companies around. A lot of the times, the company, y'all know that companies can buy back their own stock. A lot of the times the companies want it to go down in price. Yeah, I know y'all are like, what? Yeah, a lot of the times the company that owns it is like, man, this stock price is too high. We're going to buy it back when it drops 30 or 40%. We're gonna come in underneath and stop the falling knife. And when we stop that falling knife, we're gonna buy back our own shares because we know that this vehicle is coming out in the next 6 months or 12 months. They're allowed to do what I see as insider trading that they can actually do. Why companies are able to buy back their stock, I never understood how they tell people you can't do insider trading, but you can buy back your own stock. Does that make any sense? But that's the world and that's the economy that we live in. We live in a world where the rules are set by the people that create them. All right. Y'all want to look at one or two more? Let's look at Beyond Meat. Let's look at one of my worst calls in history. Beyond Meat. Man, we were so wrong with this one. Now, here's what's interesting. I actually made money in this. But it's not about what I did because I can get in and I can get out, right? But we made a call. I mean, a lot of us professionals made a call in this company. 5 years ago, I want y'all to see the first spike it made. That's when I made money back in 2021. Beyond Meat went from, it IPO'd at $127 a share. It peaked at $178 a share. And then it fell ever since then. Do y'all see this chart? What color is this chart? Can y'all tell me what y'all see here? And y'all keep buying this one too. It's bearish. You can make money, like bulls make money, bears make money. I get it. You can make money on what we call rips. But investors have been losing money. In 5 years, this stock is down 99%. In 1 year, this company is down 77%. That's just within this year, guys. We're not even talking about the people that lost money from way back here. Just in the last year, if you thought this company was going to go up in price, you lost 77%. No one in the history of Wall Street thought that this could happen. Beyond Meat pretty much had a monopoly. If you don't know what Beyond Meat is why did I forget the name of it? It's vegetarian meat that at one point in time, McDonald's, Burger King, and all of these big franchises were using Beyond Meat as their vegetarian option for their burgers. And they weren't allowing any other companies to come in. So think about that. You're like, hold up, this company that came out and now guys, I eat Beyond Meat. Like when I go to Burger King, I don't eat red meat. I eat chicken and fish and whatever, right? And seafood, but I don't eat red meat. So when I get that burger craving, I go to Burger King and I order an Impossible Whopper. Well, there was an Impossible Whopper there. McDonald's had Beyond Meat, like sausage there also. And there were all these other restaurants that were using Beyond Meat. So it was a no-brainer to own this company because you're like, oh my God, once this takes off, all the vegetarians on the planet are going to be able to go to these different places and have an option to eat these vegetarian burgers. So it was almost a no-brainer investment or trade. But what's happening right now is people like myself that call ourselves gurus, we are getting we are getting the S kicked out of us because of this call. But it was a no-brainer. I would do it all over again. If another company just like this did the same exact thing and was in Burger King and McDonald's, I would go and do the same exact thing. I don't know what happened. I still to this day don't know how a company like this can drop 99% and I can still go to Burger King and order an Impossible Whopper. I just don't know. Maybe they filed for bankruptcy. I don't know what happened. I don't care. I got my money. I'm out of it. It became bearish. Once a company becomes bearish, guys, I don't care about that company anymore. Bye-bye. It's a waste of time for me. I only deal with bullish companies when I'm buying. I don't deal. If I'm going to deal with a bearish company, it's because I'm shorting it. If I'm shorting it or betting on it going down in price, then I would go to that particular company. But I only deal with bullish companies, which is why I've been successful for all of these years. If you stick to that plan, and you don't have to, I'm just telling you guys how I go about entering the market, you're going to give yourself an edge on being right. Bullish companies buy them on dips. Look at that beta. If the beta is higher than 1.0, guys, it's going to drop 20 to 30%. When it drops 20 or 30% as an investment, buy it. But what's going to give you the confidence in buying it is that Wall Street is buying it. We keep forgetting that Wall Street is the ocean. If the ocean is still investing in these companies and 1 year ago, they're even 1 penny higher, that means that and these are just statistics, guys, 80% of the time the market is going up. This is a real number. I think it's like, to be honest, I think it's like 79.67%, something like that. 20% of the time the market is going sideways or down. 80% of the time is going up. For some odd reason, and I got to get off of here soon, we all think that when we come into the market, that the thousands of companies that we're looking at are all going sideways, and that you're buying it at the lows and selling them at the highs like there's resistance and support. 80% of the stocks that you look at are going from the bottom left of your screen, going at about a 45-degree angle to the top right. You can pull up 10 stocks right now. 8 of them are going to have this pattern. 20% of them are going to have this to down. 80% are going to be doing this. 20% are going to be doing this to down. So if I already got a 70, if 80% of the time the market is going up, as an investor, I want to stick to companies that have that pattern. I don't want to buy anything that goes against the pattern, because that's 1 out of 5 tries. I have to really, really be right that this company is going to turn around. And you don't have to do that. There's thousands of companies that are out there. Why are you guys trying to catch these falling knives? Well, you can just wait until they become bullish. Yes, you might not catch them at the absolute bottom, but it's giving you an edge if you're investing in them. And then if you're going to, and I'm going to show you guys the volatility index, when you want to buy companies like this and you're really, really trying to buy the lows, I got the indicator that shows you when to catch the lows. And it ain't Bollinger Bands. It's the volatility index, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But I got to get out of here. Market cap was the subject. You guys did extremely well today. Before I get out of here, make sure that you guys support the individuals that are in this bestie box. I need like 5 more cranes to meet my goal for the day. Every live host is going to have goals. Try to help that live host reach their goals, right? Because TikTok gives us our goals. If we meet those goals, the room gets pushed out. That's why there's over 100 people in here right now. Okay. I also want you guys to take care of my supporters that are in this box. Anytime you guys come in a room, if you click this button up here, hey, howdy traders. If you click this box over here, you're going to see everyone that even if you tap, guys, you're considered a supporter. Make sure that when you guys come into the room, you always grab the top 10 or 15. All right, that are supporting the room, because it's those individuals, not that you tappers are not supporting the room also, but monetarily, they're really, really helping support the room to give hosts like myself a feeling of gratitude for giving you guys this free information. You never should ever feel like you're forced to support. All right. But there are ways that you can support. The cheapest way is tapping the screen, helping get these taps out. It allows the search engine to come in, see that there's something going on in this room, and it knows how to categorize it. I have over 100,000 taps today. I couldn't do that on my own. The other ways that you can support is grabbing that heart me that's up here. And don't leave yet, because I'm going to tell you guys what I'm offering tomorrow, or going up here and grabbing these supporters. I am having a super fan meeting tomorrow. Super fans and super fans only. If you grab the heart me, there's a tab that allows you to become a super fan. If you become a super fan, and I don't care if there's one person there tomorrow, I'm doing a 2-hour from 4 to 6 o'clock before I go live at 6. I'm doing a 2-hour super fan live that's different from this. It's going to have panels where you guys can come in, ask questions, interact with each other. Anyone that's been lost, anyone that wasn't able to follow along today, this is your chance to be able to catch up. I'm also going to give my super fans a special CODE where they're able to maybe find a couple of videos that are going to help them also in this trek to, the Millionaire Challenge. But that's what a lot of the live hosts on this platform offer. I'm going to do a super fan meeting every week on Sundays from 4 to 6, right before I do this session from 6 to 7:30 or 8. I'm going to try to do one during the week. So the one during the week is going to be a little bit jumpy because I'm involved with a lot of different things. I probably won't have one next week, but the following week, if I do it during the week, it's probably going to be either on a Wednesday or Thursday. And it's also going to be